Today is August 22nd, 2023. Also, if my daddy would have lived, his birthday is today, so may his soul rest in heaven. And know that not only would I do this because of my dad, but I'm just going to do it because of my girls also. So I apologize for the glare on the screen. There's nothing I can do about it because I'm going to read this from my blog, and I want this posted today because of what is about to transpire tomorrow on August 23rd of 2023 in the kidnapping case under courtnapping in Alachua County, Florida. So I have a photo on my blog. The blog is abigailstory.blogspot.com. It starts with my daughter's vaccine injury that happened in 2004, and I won her a subsequent federal case and tort claim that she was entitled and proffered. So this entire kidnapping really is set around that entire theme. So I'm going to read what I wrote today, and I'm going to post this on the YouTube, and I'm also going to post this on TikTok. Please share it and say a prayer for my daughters, especially my daughter Abigaile, who has literally, both daughters have been tortured because of this, but my daughter Abigaile, all of the money that I won for her in this federal tort million is gone. Or where is it? Yeah, under my care, she still had money left, over $1 million. And that was supposed to last her the rest of her life, which is kind of a joke in itself. But now it's all gone, and she's on state welfare in the state of Florida. Sorry, but I don't buy that. What happened to the money? Here goes. May 2017, Arlington, Texas. This is me and my daughters, Abigaile and Natascha, prior to the abduction and kidnapping under the color of law. This is the last photo I have of us together. I've meant to blog before now, but it hasn't happened. I wanted to give an update to all of our followers of what has transpired. The past couple of weeks, I received a letter or notice of a child support hearing in Alachua County, Florida. This is important to note and document because none of us lived in Alachua County, Florida. In fact, our family never lived in Florida until this legal abduction and kidnapping transpired in 2017. This is a kidnapping to eminent domain the child for her entitlement funds from the vaccine injury that I won for her in a federal tort court. I did not win based on anyone else's expertise, expert opinion, or otherwise. I won based on my sole documentation and observation and put the case studies with it. For the awarded entitlement, there were 2 annuities for reversionary, replenished various funds each calendar year. This is for therapy, vacation, doctor, etc., anything to benefit Abigaile, her entitlement benefit. In addition, there was a guardianship estate trust that contained in the million when I last saw the trust document 2017 for accounting purposes. After the abduction and kidnapping under the color of law in 3 different states, Arkansas, Texas, and Florida, my daughter was forcefully taken hostage and moved to Florida. I was a permanent guardian on both of these trusts, her person and estate. I, her mother, was removed when I questioned what was happening and asking questions regarding the law of how these acts were being committed. I was then removed as a permanent guardian, simply stating by the Arkansas judge that the dad decided to relocate the disabled daughter to Florida. Now, we were still married, and then he decides after 19 months he's filing for dissolution, used funds in Texas, and ended up living in Florida just to relocate. But in that 19 months, I had no idea where my daughters were at. I was accused of abandoning my children, which is a blatant lie, and they were moved to Florida without my knowledge, permission, or consent. I was removed when the dad decided to relocate disabled daughter to Florida. All of these actors knew that I was a primary care for my disabled daughter. There has never been an investigation in my case or any discovery. I was not notified of all the hearings, and I was even told by the guardianship fraud attorney in the state of Arkansas that I should hurry and get legal representation because there were hearings going on behind my back. I sent evidence to that same attorney of the fraud that was being conspired, and during the hearing to remove me as a permanent guardian. In addition, I requested the same guardianship attorney and requested use of the funds to help fight for my disabled daughter. I was denied by this fraud, citing that my daughter's dad had my daughter, in possession, therefore he retained all rights to her. This was before anything happened. And this was also all under duress. It was also under fraud. Where is this law in Arkansas about having possession of a child? I was removed with no investigation, no discovery, no evidence, no burden of proof, not only violating my rights, my civil rights, but my daughter's rights as well. Now, after the circus of possession of the child, clearly to commit fraud, theft, and stealing of entitlement for her vaccine injury, I have been removed from my daughter's life. Now it is 6 years later, nearing 6.5 years, I receive a notice of child support hearing. What? Yes, child support hearing. And this hearing already took place last month, and now there's another one that I've been invited to. On the letter, it states the hearing date and time, Zoom and phone number, and that the DOR, Department of Revenue, on behalf of my daughter's dad, is suing me for child support. This hearing as a Title IV-D hearing. Please look this up and Google it. It is attached to Medicaid funding. In this situation, Medicaid fraud. So why is my disabled daughter forced to be on government welfare when she had entitlement funds of 2 different trusts that were proffered in the millions under my care? Now she's on state Medicaid and has been held hostage and traumatized in addition to medical kidnapping. She can no longer communicate. She's clearly traumatized. She screams, begs, and cries on my supervised weekly call. Yes, I have a supervised weekly call. In 2000, she was walking, talking. She knew her colors, shapes, sizes, and could articulate approximately 2 to 3 word sentences and requests because I was her primary care and her continuity of care. Now, I hear an AI, artificial intelligence machine, in the background as a babysitter, toys that are disrupting our calls, and her begging and screaming the same trauma-induced words over and over and over that says, bye, Poppy, mum, and sometimes mommy, please, Poppy. It doesn't take someone who's illiterate to figure this puzzle out. Where's my daughter's money? I spent 7 years in federal court fighting for those funds. Initially, the government offered us $49,000. My child was invalid and had over 200 to 300 seizures per day. I added my care plan and gathered all the doctors, specialist therapists that I dealt with on a daily basis, and the proffer was raised to the millions. It was not going to be enough to rehabilitate my daughter, so I had to utilize my previous nursing experience and training, and even continued training and education while caring for her daily. I worked one-on-one with her to get her discontinued from the toxic drugs she was being given, that she had serious adverse side effects to. I worked to get her walking and talking, and her cognitive skills improved. She was happy and healthy. When you least expected, toxic people, then there they are. You know who you are, lurking while my child was dying and then ganging up like a cult of addicts and destroying her health and her well-being. In addition to using our oldest daughter to plot your toxic ideology and schemes on. You created social media groups and trapping my oldest daughter to use fraud to make false allegations against her own mother, then call me abusive and neglectful, all to fraud my daughter of her blood money, and then to use her as a cash cow, now let her rot in the welfare sick care. Shame on you. Shame on all of you. Sadly, you have no shame. So now, where's all that money at that I won for my disabled daughter? Well, only 6 years later does she no longer have those millions in her trust account. Her health, her mind, body, and soul has been traumatized. Where's the money? Title IV, Part D. My disabled daughter is beyond regressed. Her money missing too. Interstate abducted, kidnapped, exploitation of a disabled child. Tomorrow is the hearing, August 23rd, 2023, in Alachua County, Gainesville, Florida, where the letter states one of us lived. But no, that isn't true. I have sent a 19-item affidavit with evidence showing that is not true, including court documents of UCCJEA entered into the initial dissolution in Alachua County, Florida. The hearing is at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for child support, and my disabled daughter is now 18 and will be 19 on September the 7th of 2023. Are you aware that hearing officers are not bound by the Judicial Commission, and there is no oversight for the child support hearing officers? In addition, are you aware that the magistrates and other names other than judge, including federal judges and state Supreme Court judges, do not have oversight of any of these people with these titles? I was sent a notice with the hearing information from the DOR, Department of Revenue in Alachua County, having a hearing for child support where myself and my child or my family never lived. Not only that, this document was not date and time stamped, nor was it signed by a judge. It was stamped by a name, and in addition, there's no filing in the court. Please comment if you have experienced a similar situation. My child has been vaccine injured. I proved this in federal court. I won an entitlement for her for damages. She was labeled a ward because she was injured. This was not an option if I wanted the entitlement to rehabilitate her and get her well. Then once she made tremendous progress, was walking and talking and progressing with learning, her dad and family abducts her to a foreign state, causing her to regress, causing her extensive trauma and abuse in the medical and legal system. Now that they have all stolen and theft everything from her, they will continue to dope and drug her when she makes an outcry that she doesn't want to be there. There is not one person in this entire event that has not used my disabled daughter as a cash cow. Now they put her in welfare and allow the system abuse. I am going to set up a fundraiser that I will share on all my social media. Please help my daughters. Call the courts, show up at the hearing. I do not live in Florida. I've never lived in Florida with my daughters, and they were kidnapped via the legal system under false allegations, and they are the ones suffering for it. I know we are not alone. Stop abusing my disabled daughter. How can anyone sit by and say or do nothing when people sit idly by and watch an innocent disabled child endure such horrific abusive behavior? You are a coward, and you are no different than the perpetrator. I'm asking that everyone who supports us please share our story. These people have no remorse of what has been done to my daughter, and they have destroyed her health and her mind. You can also follow us on Facebook at #JusticeForAbigaile Natascha. Twitter is #FreeAbigailGolick from Guardianship Frog, at FreeAbigailG. TikTok is at Save Abigail and Natascha. My blog, of course, is abigailstory.blogspot.com. And I also have YouTube under that same handle of Save Abigail and Natascha. Thank you for listening. Please get involved. I know we are not the only ones, but please show your support. My daughter is in dire endangerment, and she needs community. She needs help. She doesn't need any more perpetrators using her as a cash cow. Now that she's used up, nobody seems to know what to do. Shock, right? I'm not shocked at all. Where's our justice system? What is the law? It's been usurped by legal. What is legal exactly? It's statutes. It's political statutes. Yeah, figure that one. So please help me share this. Please support me. Please support our daughters in this. We need your help. We need your help now more than ever. My daughter is not well. She's not doing well, and she's not going to do well. She needs help.